vanachari Yamuna tira vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Radha Kunja Bihari Radhe Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Radha Kunja Bihari Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Prabhupada Jai Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol, Nitya Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रकाचार्य अष्टोदर्शत अभय चरणा अरविंद ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. So today we will be reading from Srimad-Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, shlok number 36. That is the transcendental knowledge wherein Krishna is giving to Arjuna. So, Api chedasi papebhya sarvebhya papakrutam sarvajnanaplavenaiva vrujinam santarishyasi api chad chedasi papebhya sarvabhya papakrutam sarvajnanaplavenaiva vrujinam santarishyasi api chedasi papebhya sarvabhya papakrutam sarvajnanaplavenaiva vrujinam santarishyasi. Would like to recite? You can try. Api chedasi papebhya sarvabhya papakrutam sarvajnanaplavenaiva vrujinam santarishyasi. Api chedasi papebhya sarve papakritam sarvam jnana plevenaiva vrujinam santarishyasi. Word to word meaning. Api, even. Cheta, if. Asi, you are. Papebhya, of sinners. Sarvebhya, of all. Papakritamah, the greatest sinner. Sarvam, all such sinful reactions. Jnanaplaneva, by the boat of transcendental knowledge. Eva, certainly. Vrajinam, the ocean of miseries. Santaryasya, that is, you will cross completely. Translation: Even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. Purport by His Grace, His Divine Grace, Abhay Charana Aravinda A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Proper understanding of one's constitutional position in relationship to Krishna is so nice that it can at once lift one from the struggle for existence which goes on in the ocean of nescience. This material world is sometimes regarded as an ocean of nescience and sometimes as a blazing forest. In the ocean, however expert a swimmer one may be, the struggle for existence is very severe. If someone comes forward and lifts the struggling swimmer from the ocean, he is the greatest savior. Perfect knowledge, received from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the path of liberation. The boat of Krishna consciousness is very simple, but at the same time the most sublime. Om Agyantimirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshururmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavasham Shri Rupam Sagrachatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamsham Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Padidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I'll read the translation once again. Even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. So here, wherein Krishna is actually giving the transcendental knowledge to Arjuna. So I was just thinking when we read in the purport that, or in the translation as well, that Krishna consciousness is like a boat, and no matter how sinful we are, if we have boarded this ship or the boat, we would be able to cross this miseryful world. So when I think of this boat, so I feel like Srila Prabhupada is our captain, and he created this boat or ship for us, wherein the whole world can, board this ship. And definitely he's the one, a captain of the ship, so he knows in which direction or where are we going, or how are we supposed to go, or what are we supposed to do in the boat. He knows everything. And to, like, if we see any cruise going outside in the material world, people go on trips or in the flights as well, sort of traveling, any kind of travel. So when we board, um, first of all, there is a manual. Like even if we go in the ship, in the seats there is some manual. Similarly, when we boarded this ship, we have a manual as Bhagavad Gita, wherein it's everything is given in that: what to do, what not to do, how to do, why to do. Everything is given. Same as the manual in the ship is there, or in the flight when we sit. And then the announcement goes for security and the safety. Don't do this, don't do that. Put your seat belts, don't remove it until the light is off, all this. So same, Srila Prabhupada told us what not to do is don't do 10 offenses, don't do Vaishnava Prad. What to do is serve the devotees, be in the association of devotees, do the preaching, read the books. So, and then the pilot announces, okay, so now this journey is for 2 hours. We will reach this destination. So Srila Prabhupada already told us that this life or next 1 second is also sufficient for us to reach back home, back to Godhead. So Prabhupada has given us everything that we need to live. And that's why I think here it is written that, and Krishna said to Arjuna, and Prabhupada also writes in the purport, that someone who boards this ship or the boat is sure to cross these miseries of material existence. And then, and when we sit in the flight, we don't see who is the pilot. We don't ask him, hey, do you have a degree? How come you are flying us, How come we trust you? We don't ask all these questions. We just go, we blindly we go, we are happy that we are going to reach somewhere. So in that mood, we just go and sit in the flight. We never ask questions. None of the air hostess or air host or the pilots. Similarly, if we trust Srila Prabhupada and if we trust Krishna, we are definitely going to reach somewhere, wherein the today's pilots, not sure he will land us in a proper way or no. It's not at all guaranteed. Wherein Krishna is giving the guarantee. But unfortunately, in Kali Yuga, we trust the things which we are not supposed to, and we trust on the things which are not true. That is vice versa happening. So I was just thinking this when I went through this shlok, that yes, this is absolutely right. And Prabhupada gave us, like, when we go in a flight again, if we take this example, then we sit in the flight takes off, and then you are being given some food to eat. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada gave us some wonderful prasadam. You ate falafel today? Enjoyed? See, Prabhupada gave us everything. So we get prasadam that is being served by loving devotees over here. And if something happens in the flight, not feeling well and all, there are people like the caretakers over there who will give you some medicine. Similarly, in this, our journey of spiritual life, if we knowingly, unknowingly do any offense, or we do something wrong, or we do any sin, that has been taken care by Krishna and the devotees over here who forgive us and help us to survive in this journey no matter what happens. And then as the flight goes on, when we are about to end, when we are going to land, once we land, the air hostess opens the door and she says bye bye. Similarly, when we'll reach end of our life, and when this journey of transcendental knowledge or the Krishna consciousness boat, when we'll be achieving that back home, back to Godhead or Krishna Prema, that time Prabhupada says, okay, even if you, like Krishna says, Antakale cha mameva. So whoever remembers me at his last moment, I will, either they will achieve me, or whatever they remember of at their last breath, they will achieve that. Then Srila Prabhupada says, okay, even if, someone has served for his whole life, and by mistake if he doesn't remembers Krishna, I will stand at the back gate of Godhead and I will take him from there. So Prabhupada is welcoming us. So it's so clear, and as said in the last sentence of this purport, Krishna consciousness is so simple, but at the same time it is sublime. And then we see Prabhupada gave us what to do when we have boarded this ship. First of all, we know now why we have boarded, that we want to get out of this material existence or miseries. And I believe that, as it is stated in scriptures, that everyone has to go three kinds of material miseries. That is Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Adhyatmik. So these are three kinds of miseries which everyone goes through. Knowingly, unknowingly, willingly, unwillingly, even if we want, even if we don't want, we go through it, everyone. So Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik, and Adi Adhyatmik. These three are not in our control. Like if Chandan, which we put for Krishna or over here, when it is rubbed on a Chandan stone, the smell of Chandan comes out. So similarly, when for an example, we sow the seeds of mango, then we get the mango fruit. Similarly, if we get all this Adi Daivik, Adi Bhaudik, Adi Adhyatmik miseries without asking, we'll similarly get the happiness also, which is in our quota or fortune, I would say. But still, we feel, oh, this material existence, like, for an example, it is said, a donkey, when an owner has to get work done from him, what he does is, he puts a carrot in his neck or in front of his nose. And then when he walks, the carrot comes in front. He feels, oh, when I do this work, I'll get this carrot. But he keeps walking, that carrot never comes to his mouth. Similarly, we feel, okay, I do this, I'll get this happiness. I do that, I'll get the happiness. But wherein Krishna already stated in Bhagavad Gita that, padam padam vipadam and dukhalema shashvatam. So there is no sort of happiness. But here, Srila Prabhupada clearly states that if we go to 4.35, he clearly states that, what animals live, same the human beings are living, if we are not doing the Krishna consciousness, which is actually our dharma. And then we try to get out of these miseries, but we somehow, even if we now feel, okay, artificial intelligence will get me out of some, misery, but there is another coming up that scams are happening a lot. So no matter the miseries in the material world, we try to resolve or come out of these miseries, there is another misery already there. So, but Srila Prabhupada says over here that the one who has boarded the ship of transcendental knowledge will definitely cross the ocean of these miseries, because padam padam vipadam, so it's such a big ocean of miseries. At every step there is some misery. That's why it is said as ocean of miseries. So as we have all boarded the ship, so we have got association now, because suppose in flight you are traveling, you cannot travel alone. You'll get so bored. Suppose it's a flight for 50 days, not 50 years, we'll consider 50 days. If the flight is for 50 days, still we'll get bored if one person is traveling. If it's a long journey, we won't be able to do it. Or anything in life we do, we need association. Now, I don't know, here in Western culture, maybe everyone like to live an independent life, but wherein in India, you do whatever, you need someone with you, or there is someone always. There is no way that there is no person. So we always need the association. That's why Prabhupada gave us, A for association. He has given the association wherein while traveling, there are any hurdles, like in the journey while crossing these oceans, if the tide of Maya is too high, if the temperature, like offenses, if we do higher, still the devotees association will help us to continue the journey. We won't fall off. That's why Prabhupada gave us this wonderful association, I believe. And second, he gave us the book, as we discussed, a manual, what to do, what not to do, why to do, how to do. So what we have to do is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedam. So he has given the devotional service, this process he has given us. Here, Shravanam, Kirtanam, we have to meditate, Krishna Smaranam, and then we'll be Krishna consciousness. That's why our society's name, he kept it as International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Because as Krishna says, Anta Kalecha Mameva. So if we are always in the Krishna consciousness, then we would be able to remember Krishna end of the day. Like for an example, if we go for some exams, we study for whole year and then end of the year we pass some exam. There are rare things like tomorrow is exam and today we study. Sometimes we do that. But usually we study for whole year and then we clear it. So if we want to remember Krishna end of our life, wherein first of all we don't know when is my last day, last breath, I don't know when is it. But if I am 24/7 Krishna consciousness, then only I would be able to remember him. So to remember Krishna at the last breath, Prabhupada gave us this whole process, wherein we hear and then we discuss with others and then we meditate upon Krishna. And then we have to do seva, which everyone does. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Arjanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma. So everyone does worship of the Lord. And then we meditate, we chant. So all these 9 processes when we do, then we would be able to remain Krishna consciousness. This is what Srila Prabhupada knew. And he gave this whole process very elaborately in the books. And that is why B stands for book. And then C is for chanting, which we all do. And then D is for you can take delicious prasadam or you can distribute books. That is respective. So Prabhupada gave us very simple process that you first externally purify yourself, and the more we externally do it, the more internally we will transform ourselves. This is such a simple process as mentioned in the purport last line, that how to be Krishna consciousness in such a simple way Prabhupada has given us. But only the books won't help us, or only having the knowledge won't help us. And that's why as a ship has a captain and it has many managers, to look upon the group of people or different departments. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada has given us so many bona fide spiritual masters whom we can take shelter of, because without them we won't be able to our connection won't be established with Krishna. So it is said tat vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya tad jnanivas tad tattva darshina. So a devotee or a disciple should take a shelter of his bona fide spiritual master and ask him these questions. So Prabhupada already gave us all these wonderful spiritual masters of whom we can take the shelter and we can continue our spiritual life. Because if only having a phone, it won't work. I need a SIM card in it. And only having a SIM card also won't work. It needs to have a network. If it doesn't have a network, I won't be able to communicate. Similarly, only having book and only having a knowledge won't help me. I need that network or that establishment of network, and that can only be done with the help of Guru, because a Guru is a representative of the Lord. So after having this knowledge, after taking the surrenderance of Krishna, the spiritual master, then it is said over here that the most sinful of all sinners also can achieve me. So how is that? Because we see from many examples, like in 6th canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam, wherein from the pastime of Ajamil, who was born in a Brahmana family. Since he was born in Brahmana family, he used to follow all Brahmanical methods in his day in and out. But only, a wrong, not a wrong, I would say, but a glance on a prostitute completely spoiled his consciousness. And later on, he did all the sins. So it can be robbery, it can be killing people, it can be, he threw his pious wife out of the house and he brought in prostitute. And to, make her happy, he did all the sinful activities. But in spite doing all this, when he was about to die, and accidentally, he just tried calling his son, hey Narayan, Narayan, save me, Narayan, he said at that time, and that too accidentally, not purposefully. Still at that time, the Vishnu Duts came to save from the Yamraj. So there are many examples we can see which actually help us to understand. And this is where I believe this shlok gives the assurance to all of us, or a hope, no matter how sinful I am. On the other side, it doesn't give an excuse as well to do more sins. But still, it's a ray of hope that no matter how sinful we are, Krishna says that as you board this ship, you will be definitely some or the other day, you will cross this ocean and you will reach to me. So we see same with Jagai Madhai. They were so offensive, that too towards Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In spite being so offensive, though it was mercy of Nityanand Prabhu, they got delivered. And there we can see from Rama and like Valmiki, he killed, his business was to kill people, do robbery, and do all sinful activities. But he got a guru, and his guru directed him in such a way, he couldn't even chant properly. He used to say Mara, 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 Ram, Ram, Ram. It happened Ram, Ram, Ram. And now we see, like, we know that he wrote Ramayana. So he chanted in such a way, he later on wrote Ramayana, and due to he writing Ramayana, Lord had to do all this Ramayana. So first Ramayana was written and then Ramayana took place. So we see this, whatever words given in by Srila Prabhupada, we can see from all these wonderful examples that yes, no matter what, we would be able to cross this ocean of miseries. So also I won't go in this 3.30. Okay. And when we see, so these examples help us to understand, yes, this is a process, and if we are in this process, we are definitely going to reach some goal. And Srila Prabhupada always, and he has, as we board the ship has the destination. So similarly, Srila Prabhupada's mission, the only destination this ship carries is back home, back to Godhead. And wherein Srila Prabhupada gave the whole process, he told us what to do, what not to do, and to do all this, he has given us everything. It's not, where when we sit in the ship, we don't need to drive it. It is driven by a pilot, for an example. Or similarly, in this ship, we just have to board. We have to do nothing. It's all the devotees association. It's all the books which Srila Prabhupada gave. Whatever we hear from Vaishnavas, whatever we see also, we can see the beautiful darshans of the deities. If we have the taste in music, we can sing Kirtan for the Lord. If we want to if we can play instruments nicely, we have instruments to play. So if we want to do something with the hand, we can make garlands for the Lord. If we want to hear something, we can hear the lectures, we can hear to kirtan. And if we want to go somewhere, if we feel like traveling, we can go to Vrindavan, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri. So Prabhupada has given such a simple way that whatever you have, you engage in Krishna consciousness as it is. There is no qualification required. It is never nowhere it is that to join this ship you need some eligibility. Nowhere it is written. It's only that the only eligibility is you come to temple. That's it. Or you board the ship. That's it. Nothing else you need to do. It will be driven automatically. You will be taken off. Everything would be done. Everything would be taken care of. If you can cook, you can cook. If you can write something, write books. You can. So whatever, as Prabhupada said, that all these our activities can be used in Krishna consciousness. May it as walking, may it be with the hands, may our mind be in the service of Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. And we can see from our nearby devotees as well. I see Suchitra Mataji. She doing wonderful seva. I cannot see her when she is in temple. I've never seen her sitting idle. Something or the other she is doing. And many devotees over here, all the devotees in fact, apart from me, because I do nonsense. But I see everyone, doing some or the other seva. Someone is doing this, someone is continuously engaged in the seva. So Prabhupada made this process so simple, but the mentality or our conditioning is like, we make the things complicated. We like to make things complicated. So instead of eating like this, we sometimes like to eat like this, So that's why this conditioning doesn't allow us to accept. And after boarding this ship, or when we sit in the flight, as we trust the pilot without asking anything, here also we have to surrender ourselves to our Vaishnavas, to our Guru. That's it. Nothing else we have to do. We don't need to use anything of our brain. Only just follow whatever is being told, and we would be reaching the destination. As in flight also, if the pilot asks to put us the seat belt, we do put it. We never ask, hey, why should I put? Is something going to happen wrong? We never ask. We just follow whatever is been asked us to do. So same, if we just follow our instructions of our spiritual master, the Vaishnavas over here, and Srila Prabhupada, so I'm sure that it will take us towards our destination of Godhead, going back home, back to Godhead, or achieving Krishna consciousness, Krishna Prem. So there is, as we are heading towards Gaur Purnima, so there is wonderful bhajan. I'll just sing it shortly, and then wherein here also Sri Bhakti Vinod Thakur is praying to Gaurang Mahaprabhu that, and the most wonderful thing I like is Prabhupada giving us this Vaishnav bhajans. They are so relatable, and when we sing, whenever I sing or I hear any bhajan, I feel, this is for me. This is how I am, This is the wonderful way I feel to get more connected to our acharyas. So the bhajan is... So, Gaurang Karuna Karo. Yeah. So it goes like this. Gaurang Karuna Karo, Dinahina Jane, Mosama Patita Prabhu, Nahi Tribhuvane. So it says, O my dear Lord Gauranga, please show your mercy to this lowly and destitute soul. You, Lord, O Lord, there is no one more fallen than myself in all the three worlds. Dante trina dhari gora, डाकी है तुम्हारे, कृपा करिए सो आमार हृदय मंदिरे. Holding grass between my teeth, O Lord Gaura, I am calling out to you. Please be compassionate upon me and come to reside within the temple of my heart. Jadi daya na karibe, patita dekhiya, patita pavana nama, kisar lagiya. If you do not give your mercy, seeing how fallen I am, then why are you known as Patita Pavanam, the merciful savior of the fallen? Padechi bhavat tufane nahi kanistare Shri charana tarani de dane dase karapara. I am plunged amidst the violent hurricane-stricken waves in this ocean of this material world, from which there is no escape. Kindly give me the gift of your divine lotus feet, which are compared to a boat in which your servant may cross over the ocean of birth and death. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daseranu Dasa Prarthana Karaye Sada Narottam Dasa. Narottam Das, the servant of Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, ceaselessly makes this prayer. So here, such a wonderful Vaishnav bhajan this is by Narottam Das Thakur, wherein he is praying to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because for us he is the savior, immediate savior, and who can save us very quickly, or who can give us the shelter, very fast or quick, I would say. If we surrender unto him and if we just chant Gaura, Gaura, then Gaurang Mahaprabhu will definitely provide his shelter unto us. He is the most merciful, and that's why Narottam Das Thakur is saying, if you don't protect me from this material miseries, and if you don't help me to cross this ocean, then why is your name Patita Pavan? You are the one who purifies, or you are the one who gives the shelters to the fallen. And I am the most fallen of all these three worlds, he is saying. So we have wonderful bhajans like this, which definitely help us to pray in a proper mood, and it also tells us of whose shelter we should take. And after taking the shelter, what will happen will also be is also been given. So I feel as we are heading towards Gaur Purnima now, so it is the right opportunity first for me and then rest for all to ask Gaurang Mahaprabhu that he bestows the mercy upon all of us, and we taking his shelter and he providing us the shelter will definitely help us all to get out of this birth and death cycle. Because the one who is taking birth is tend to die, and then it is said punarapi jananam punarapi maranam janani jathare shayanam. So again the birth, again the death, again the old age, again the disease, all this life we have to go, all the species round and round, which we have done, and we did some sukruti, like to board the ship, you need a ticket first. So similarly, by some devotees' mercy, we definitely has got the ticket due to which we have boarded the ship. And with this manual like Bhagavad Gita and our Shastras, if we just go through this manual, we would be able to live our life successfully. Otherwise, if I don't use the things properly or as instructed in the book, I won't be able to use them. Similarly, our life will become useless, or we won't be able to achieve what are we supposed to achieve in this human body. With this, I will stop here. And any comments or any questions, please. And by mistake, if I have spoke something wrong, I request you to please forgive me. Considering just I'm also in the transformation phase, and I am also sitting in that ship, though I am sitting in the last seat. But yes, definitely with your association, would be able to cross this ocean for sure. Shri Prabhupada ki. Oh, Brian Prabhu, ask a question. Oh. Oh, that means whatever I spoke, nobody understood it. Seems questions are in two.
No, you start.
No.
No, Brian G, please start. Yeah, you start.
We take the order.
No, just because I missed the first part, but just to ask to make sure, like the boat of transcendental knowledge that we're speaking on, because in the first part of the purpose, Srila Prabhupada says this knowing one's own constitutional position is so nice, he said, that it brings all success. So is this like this understanding of one's own constitutional position that makes this transcendental knowledge that we try to reach with the boat?
Yes, absolutely. Because in the boat, if we board, we need to know where are we going, why are we going, how are we going, and what will I be getting once I board the ship. Similarly, it's like this. Prabhupada giving this transcendental knowledge is knowing one's constitutional position, so that we become aware, or we understand what to do when I have boarded the ship. If we don't have this transcendental knowledge or the knowledge, then it would be very difficult, because our mind is already tend to get distracted being in Kali Yuga, and we have all our anarthas which keep us away from Krishna, and Maya is also very dedicatedly working for Krishna by keeping us away. So intelligence, with the intelligence we would be able to cut this mind's illusion and our misconceptions if we are carrying, and this knowledge will help us to intelligently go through this journey and cross the ocean.
I have two things. First, you were speaking about 3 obstacles or 3 difficulties everybody has to face, but you haven't explained them. Which are they?
Yeah. So first is Adi Daivik. So Adi Daivik is which we get because of our karmas, the prarabdha which is said. So which we get, everyone has it in like everyone likes to eat ice cream but different flavors. Similarly, everyone has problems but different kind of problems. But whatever problems we have, those are because of our karmas which we did in the past. So that is Adi Daivik. Adi Bhautik is like corona. We get wars, cyclone, diseases, this like sort of corona in just example. And Adi Adhyatmik, when we are in the devotional service, there are hurdles like 10 offenses, That is not a hurdle, but it can be a hurdle which will make us tasteless for Krishna consciousness. Now, if we do some offense, it will make us tasteless, or it won't help us to grow in Krishna consciousness. So these are three types of miseries, wherein in Adi Daivik it depends on everyone's karma. If now if some, I don't know, if you have visited an astrologer, okay, so one of my friend, he visited an astrologer, and then he used to say in US, so he asked the astrologer, and astrologer him upfrontly said that in this life you are in US because you have to pay debt to your boss. So some up to an extent also we can know what we actually did in the past, why are we suffering. Similarly, that this is just a small proof which is, or an example of Adi Daivik. And these three miseries we have to go through, and Adi Daivik can consider our diseases also. Personally, someone has some physical issues, anyone having all issues, whatever issues we know, and we go through, those are our Adi Daivik, our prarabdha miseries. These are three kinds of miseries which everyone has to go through.
Thank you. The second one, or do you want to go first? Okay. The second one, so we are in this ship crossing the journey of life, having the blessing to be sure that somehow we will go through it, doesn't matter what happened. But how? And also we can understand that we are not the captain, so we can fully surrender, we can let go, we can trust. Like we enter the plane, we fly, we land, everything is fine. How to keep this mindset in our material world, where we need to have stable financial incomes, being distracted from the outside world and things like this. How can I keep this kind of trust, and how can I manage the balance between I don't have to do anything, like I'm not the captain, but somehow I need to make decisions, I cannot do nothing. But the balance between this is important. Something which is for me personally very difficult. True. And I'm always struggling with in which point I need to decide something and which point is not in my decision.
Very true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So for an example, I'll take off finance. So I'm just struggling with my financial problem, for an example. So now here also in Bhagavad Gita, wherein Krishna instructed Arjuna to do his part, or if we see in Damodar Leela as well, which is very famous or very close to us, in Damodar Leela as well, Mother Yashoda tried her best to tie Krishna, but it was always falling short of 2 fingers. So what are those 2 fingers? So first is our efforts, and second is Krishna's mercy. So if I am trying hard for my financial to get settled, I should know why am I doing this finance settlement. Is it for my sense gratification, or is it for doing devotional service? And all these, to find a balance or to decide something, we first need to know why I am doing this and what is that I am going to do after getting the outcome of this. May it be relationships, may it be our finances, may it be our job, because that's what is being Krishna consciousness means, keeping Krishna as center of our life. So whatever we do, we should be able to do for Krishna, and if we do it in this manner, we would be able to be Krishna conscious. But with this, A, B, C, D, A stands first. So that is association. So association comes with 2 types. One is Vapu and second is Vani. Vapu is, associating, physically being there, and Vani is with hearing lectures. So if we are out of the temple and, if we want to keep having this trust, then we need to hear, because whatever we hear, we meditate. Whatever we meditate, we speak. Whatever we speak or act becomes our, habit. So similarly, if we can hear, have Vani association, which is most important than Vapu, then also we would be able to keep our faith going in. And then there will be time where you will have the association with devotees around. And in today's world, it has become more easier. Now, I am a boy who was never away from my parents, never. Apart from Vrindavan Yatra, since childhood, never. But somehow here, when I am with devotees and the engagement in the seva and all, I am somehow able to survive. So similarly, and with parents, I am still attached, because on phone calls, there is that we keep talking to each other. So whatever we hear, we meditate. So if you cannot take Vapu association, yes, definitely Vani the most important, no matter where you are. And Prabhupada gave us this A, B, C, D. So association, okay, not possible. Okay, then books. And then you read books, you get the inspiration to chant. And chanting is our way to connect to Krishna or feeling close to Him. And then we do these three things. With D, you can do Dham Vas as well. In a year, you can go to some Dham, spiritual place, get that inspiration, come back. It's just like charging the mobile phone. We charge every day. At the night, whole day we use it. It's similarly that. It depends where we.
Did you put the candle with the oil somewhere?
No, I didn't. Sorry. So I believe I answered your question.
Yes. Yes, thank you.
I think I'll keep my question for some time later. But
Okay.
first, I wanted to thank you for the metaphor you were using and making. It really helps, in understanding the subject matter, and make it more clear and digestible, you can say. So please keep on doing it and keep
Thank you
giving
very
more
much.
lectures. And thank you for
Thank
being
you.
so humble also.
No, I'm trying, I'm practicing. I don't know. Brian Prabhu knows me very well. I'll stay with him. So thank you very much. And please pray for me that I try to serve and be in midst of you all the time. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki.